Are you in a horrible situation that you feel is not adding in any way to your desired future? Do you feel like nothing is working out for good and your life is a total mess? Well, this message is here to tell you that even your messes are adding up to your bright, beautiful future. Hello LYLSS Fam, welcome to Let Your Light So Shine. It is my joy to be here and I hope you're happy to be here too. Today I'll be talking about all things work together for good. Are you in a horrible situation that you feel is not adding in any way to your desired future? Do you feel like nothing is working out for good and your life is a total mess? Well, this message is here to tell you that even your messes are adding up to your bright, beautiful future. My passage for today is Romans 8 verses 28 to 31. It's a very short one. Get your Bibles and let us look at this passage together. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose. For whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he predestined, these he also called. Whom he called, these he also justified. And whom he justified, these he also glorified. So that is the passage. The Bible tells us that all things work together for good for those who love God. Every single thing, including the unpleasant things, are working together for your good as long as you love God. This passage is telling us that everything works together for good. It doesn't say that the pleasant things work together for good. It says everything. If you look at the sum of a person's life, you will find out that for everyone, there are good times and there are bad times. And there's a passage that says, do not write a man off until you see the end of his life. Do not call a man lucky until you see the end of his life. So everything is coming together to make up a summation, to make up a complete part, a whole part of somebody's life. So when things are going badly for you, you need to remember this passage. This passage that says that all things work together for good. Those bad things that seem like they are bringing you down and they are not contributing in any way, I tell you they are working together for good. There have been times when I went through difficult times and I was like, what is the meaning of this? Why is this thing not working out? Why are people treating me this badly? What is going on? But somehow I survived that phase. And when I survived that phase, I came out to another phase. That was when I realized that first phase, the unpleasant one, when it seemed like people were taking advantage of me, when it seemed as if nothing good was coming out of it, was actually preparing me for the next phase. For instance, my being here on YouTube today, there are many things that have happened in my past that were leading me up to where I am today. And when I look back at those times, I'm like, now I see why that happened. Now I see why those people treated me the way they did. Now I see why my past is the way it is. Because it was leading me up to this beautiful future, this beautiful present place that I'm in. And I know that where I am now will also lead me into an even better place that YouTube and my past are preparing me for. So that's the same thing with your life. If you look at the life of characters in the Bible, people in the Bible, if you look at the life of David, if you look at the life of Joseph, if you look at the life of anybody in the Bible, you will see that their past was always leading them to where they eventually became that big name, that formidable person, that man of honor, that woman of honor that God called them to be. Who do we want to look at? Should we look at David? David was a shepherd boy, but he ended up shepherding Israel. He ended up shepherding Israel because he was prepared. His time as a shepherd boy was preparing him to shepherd Israel. His time taking care of his father's flock helped him shepherd Israel, Remember that he had experiences. Remember that even before he fought Goliath, he had fought animals that tried to steal his father's sheep. He had fought them, he had killed them. So remember that those things were stepping stones that helped him to fight Goliath and to eventually become the king of Israel. Who else do you want to talk about? Is it Joseph? Joseph went from being the preferred child of his father Jacob to being sold into slavery to strangers, people he never knew. And he was also taken away from home. He was taken to a land that he didn't know. And then he was resold again until he ended up at Potiphar's house. And while he was there, he reigned as the master of the house under Potiphar. He was in charge of Potiphar's house, such that Potiphar did not even know what he had or didn't have. Joseph ran the house and he ran it well. Until Potiphar's wife accused him of trying to sleep with her. And where did Joseph find himself? He found himself in prison. Joseph found himself in prison and he was still useful there. He helped to share meals to the other prisoners. He technically was in charge of the prison. And from there, Joseph was building character. He was developing more skills. He was learning how to interact with people. He was learning management. And that became very useful to him when he eventually became the second in command in Egypt. Joseph ran Egypt until his dying days. He ran Egypt, he was the second in command, and he was very useful to Egypt during the time of famine. He saved not only the Egyptians but other countries around the world, because everybody came to Egypt at that time to buy food to eat, because the famine was all over the place. So Joseph was useful. How did he build this character? How did he develop these skills? How did he learn about management? It was through the difficult times. It was while he was in Potiphar's house as a slave and while he was in prison that he learned these things. Of course, it also began from when he was in his father's house, when he was managing things in his father's house. These are the things that you see and you feel that you are not contributing anything. You may just think to yourself that your life is a mess. But this passage today is telling us that everything, including those things that we don't like, including the bitter pills, including the horrible aspects, including the trauma, everything that has happened to us or is happening to us is working for our good. You will see it in the future. You usually would not see it while you're in the face of the storm. You usually do not imagine that this thing, this trauma, this pain, this discomfort, this lack, this poverty is actually working out for your good. You do not realize that character is being built during difficult times. You do become resilient during good times. It is through difficulties that you learn resilience. It is through times of waiting that you learn patience. It is through times of lack that you learn management. So this is how difficult times can actually bring out the best in you. So whatever it is that you're going through, know, believe and trust that in the end, you will know why you had to go through all these difficult times to get to where you get to in the future. You will look back and understand. You can only learn in retrospect when it comes to seeing that indeed all things are working together for your good. So hold on. If you're going through a tough time, keep going on. Do not give up. Do not feel overwhelmed. Know that even this thing, this unpleasant thing, is working out for your good. I hope this message has encouraged you to keep going through those tough times, knowing that they are building you up, they are making you better, and they are going to culminate in a beautiful, bright future that will be worth the difficulties, that will be worth the tough times. Keep going on, do not give up, knowing that even in your difficulties, God is working out everything for your good. Please drop your comments below and tell me how this message has blessed you. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video and you would like to see more of such videos, please subscribe to this channel. Simply click the subscribe button and get subscribed to this channel today. It is free of charge. You do not have to pay anything to subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe today. Also, do not forget to click the notification button so you'll be notified as soon as I update. Please like and share my videos. I enjoyed bringing this video to you and I hope it was worth your while. Thank you for watching to the very end. Wherever you are, whatever you do, let your light so shine. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Please subscribe, click the notification button, like this channel, share our videos, and follow us on social media. Thank you very much.